Hi everyone, it's Allie, and I thought I would do my first WIP and chat tonight. It is May 11th, and it's about 11 o'clock. Everyone went to bed, so I thought I'd just sit here and do some of my diamond painting. I am working on a diamond dots called Cherry Blossom Mountain, and I will bring you... I don't want to give everyone whiplash, but I'll bring you up so you can see it. So that is the painting. And I have my huge diamond tray from KC Designs. They are actually out of Australia, and they have some really pretty trays. This is like a rainbow, so it's like, you can't really tell in this light, but it's all different orangey pink colors, and I really like it. And they have some other colors, so maybe in the future I might have to think about buying another one, but the shipping is very expensive since it's from Australia. So I will show you too. You're gonna see this big pen. So this pen is from a Facebook group, and I think it's called, let's see, Custom Diamond Painting Pens by TJ. And here is his information. You guys can pause it and copy that down. But he's got a lot of beautiful pens on his site, and this was the auction style where you could put your name in, and my name was drawn. So I really love it. And today I'm using Dream Wax, and this is the lavender scent. I've been kind of playing around with all the scents because I bought a few to try. And this is grapefruit. That's a little heart as well. And then I did get vanilla. And her scents smell really good. She is out of Canada. And I will show you her information in case you want to check it out. She's on Etsy. And so yeah, so I'm using that. Her wax is really nice. I can put it in the multi-placer and the one, and it works perfectly well in both of them, and it doesn't leave much residue. I really like her wax, and I have ordered some more scents to come in. So I will be checking those out. So I thought I would just show you what I was working on, and we'll just chat a little bit. So my primary is normally card making. So I just started getting into showing some diamond painting on my site. So this is kind of new for me. It's kind of weird to diamond paint and talk on video. So I'm gonna try it out. And I don't have my tripod, so I'm kind of making do with like kind of finagling my phone. So this isn't probably the best I can do, and I'm gonna probably go really slow, but that's okay. So like I said, today is May 11th. It's a Tuesday. I am home with my kids. I have a 5-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 16-year-old. And they are all still homeschooling. My school had the option of going online or in person, so we had decided to do online. I was laid off it was the end of March last year. I'm a travel agent. I would work from home. And since I was home, we decided to keep the kids home. And so I've been helping them with homeschooling. Now this fall, my littlest one, will go to kindergarten. And my daughter will go back to 4th. And then my other son will be a junior. So we're looking forward to that. We are very tired of homeschooling. So we can't wait to go back to regular school. And I live in a small town in Ohio. It's called Garrettsville. And we live very, very close to the school. It's like right around the corner. And they're ready. I'm ready. So we finally got the information from my daughter to let us know like what is the last chapter they're going to end on. The teachers were able to pick the software that they're using for the homeschooling. And then she meets with her teacher like twice a week. So that was nice. And they do get to go into school sometimes for certain things. She had to go in for some testing and stuff like that. So we've just been doing it all at home. She's tired of it. I'm tired of it. So we're going to try to work ahead. So we can get done with it quicker. I'm going to move you because see if I can get more in that spot. So today was crazy. So Sunday on Mother's Day, my parents came over and we had dinner here because my son had to work in the afternoon. And my parents live about an hour from us, so it's kind of difficult to drive an hour out and get back in time for my son to get ready to go to work. He works at our little local grocery store, which is actually right around the corner from us. He just started about 2 weeks ago, and he really likes it, which is nice. And so I had to take him to work, and I didn't realize it at the time, but Mother's Day was my second dose of the COVID vaccine, and my husband had received his on Friday, and he was really sick for almost 2 days from it. So I was really, really nervous to get it. I was very nervous about getting a shot to begin with. But then I was, I guess, more nervous not to get one. So I went ahead and did it. I received Moderna, so I went in for the second one. And that night, I suffer from like insomnia anyway, and anxiety, and I don't sleep well. So I have pills that I normally take, which I took and did nothing. Like I was up all night. I couldn't turn my brain off. And I started running a fever. And so then you get sweating, but you're cold. And I haven't had a fever in so long. Let me tell you, I am so afraid when my kids go back to school in the fall, because we have not been sick for probably like a year and a half or getting close to that. And when they go back to school, I am not looking forward to being sick all the time. And I think that's what's going to happen. But anyway, so I was just sick. The next day, I was just really tired because I didn't sleep. I fell asleep closer to the morning for a few hours until my kids woke me up. And the next day, though, I ran a fever for like the morning, afternoon. I had a slight headache, but like it was not anything close to what my husband had. So I got off pretty easy, and he's like, I can't believe you weren't that sick. Everyone that has gotten the Moderna that he knows, that once they got their second dose, he's like, they were all so sick. And I'm like, well, thank God. Because I don't have time for that. The kids being home, you know? So that is all done. So then today, my daughter is in dance, and this is her second year on the competition team. So she has dance basically every evening. So we decided to sign my littlest one up. His name is Killian, for t-ball. So his t-ball has started. And me being me, the coach has been like texting us, and their first practice was at our local YMCA. So they had turned a couple of years ago our middle school into a YMCA, and they have been doing some of the sports program and things for the school, and you know, just running their own programs. So this particular t-ball program is through them. So the first time we practiced, it was like raining really bad, so we were in the gym. And then they told us for the second one, we were going to be at this other baseball field. And then I got another text come through. It was canceled because it was rained out really bad, so they had to change the date, which they did. And it was to a different location. Well, me being me, I totally forgot about that. And so I dropped my daughter off at dance. And of course, they started at the same time. So I dropped my daughter off at dance, rush over to the other place. No one's there. So then I get my text out, and I'm reading through this text string. And then I see, oh no, they changed it to this other ball field. And I've never been to it. So I MapQuest it, and I'm sorry, you're going to hear my heater. I am in the garage because my house is still being renovated. If you watched any of my other videos, you already know this. But anyway, that is why. So I drive over to this other ball field. They're not there. And I'm like, what the crap? So then I pull out my text again, and do you know there was another text that I did not see, that they changed the location again back to the YMCA. Now the YMCA is very, very close to her dance studio. So here I am, half hour late, finally get him there. She only had dance tonight for a half hour because she only had one class. So I dropped him off, and I told the coach, I have to run back now and get my daughter. I'll be right back. So I leave, go grab my daughter. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, once I left the second place it wasn't at, my son was in his cleats. And because it's in the gym, he has to be in tennis shoes. So I had to stop home, switch shoes, and then my dog had a conniption, so I had to put him in the car with us, because my dog, he is a little over a year old. He's a lab shepherd husky mix, and he is very attached, and he loves the car, so he goes many, many places with us. And I didn't want to bring him with me because I wasn't sure of the baseball field, and then I didn't want to bring him because it was going to be inside, and he can't come into the Y with us, and I didn't want him to have to sit in the car. So then I'm like, man, I have to go back home and grab his shoes, so I'm going to rile our dog up again. So, of course, him having part retriever, whenever he gets really, really excited, he picks up stuff. So I come inside, I'm trying to find my son's shoes. The dog's running around, grabbing toys, picking up this, picking up that, you know, trying to get my attention. Then he picks up his shoe. He's running around with that. I'm trying to find the other shoe. Trying to get out the door. And I kept telling him to stay, and he just didn't want to listen because he knew I was getting back in the car, and he wanted to come. So I just put him in the car because I'm like, I just don't know what else to do at this point. So then I finally get Killian dropped off. I pick up my daughter. We go back to the YMCA and we sit down, and I'm looking on in the gym and I see no Killian. No Killian anywhere. And I'm like, what is going on? So I start walking around and I go out and I start looking, and this other mother comes around the corner and she's like, are you Killian's mom? And I'm like, yes. She goes, I was helping out on, you know, helping the coach out because they have parents help because, you know, they're all little 4 and 5 year olds. So she goes, Killian said that he was getting a stomach ache, and he told me he told me that his mommy had to get his sister. And she goes, so I took him to the bathroom. I didn't go in with him. Hopefully that's okay. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Thank you. So, you know, I go to my son, and he's like, oh, I have a really bad stomach ache, Mom. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, nothing, I have to poop. So he's sitting in the bathroom pooping, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So, you know, we're a half hour late. Then I get him there. Then he says he has a stomach ache. Then he's in the bathroom for 10 minutes. So, really, he only had a 20-minute practice. And I took some really cute pictures of him, though, because they were practicing how to bat and then run around the bases. And I felt so bad because he really loves it. And it was just a mess. It was a mess. There's no other way to explain it. So I had left the windows, you know, half open, and it wasn't it was warm, but there was like a chill in the air. So it was actually perfect weather for my puppy. So he was fine. No dogs were harmed. He's like my baby. So I don't leave him in the car, you know, if it's too cold or if it's too hot. So he was just fine, and he was only ended up being in the car for 20 minutes. So hopefully we have another practice on Thursday. Hopefully that goes much better. And I have learned that I'm going to have to read my text twice to make sure I know where I'm going and what I'm doing. So after all that drama, my husband, he works a lot away from home. So he had come home while we were still out and about. So since it was Tuesday this week, he made us tacos. So we had that for dinner. And then we got the kitties ready for bed, and everyone went to bed, and I stayed up to kind of finish some of this. And I don't know, do you get in the role like where it's like one more color, or I just got to finish this color? This piece is pretty small. It's, let's see, 60 by 46 centimeters, so it's a 23 by 18. And it's got a pretty big border on it, and it's a partial, so, you know, it's not a huge space. So I'm kind of just working all my way, around it. So like I spin it, so I just kind of go like this, and then I fill in. So it is pretty much almost done. And I don't know, one of my kids got something on it, so I'm gonna have to try to scrub that off. But it's beautiful. I've never done a Diamond Dotz before, so this is my first one. and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it's beautiful. So yeah, I would definitely do another one. All right, so I'm gonna go down there. But so I'm still working on, I have another one going from Diamond Art Club, which is Sneaky Cat, which I'm sure you'll see at some point. It's huge, and it reminds me of my orange cat, Igneous, because he's always into something, so he is like my sneaky cat. So I will give you a fun fact about me. If you've watched my card making videos, you probably already know, but I have 5 cats and obviously the 1 dog. We started fostering cats last summer, and of course I had 2 cats already and I have 3 kids, so I kind of knew that we're gonna end up adopting, you know, 3 more. So it's always craziness. I have this hair over here that's gonna drive me nuts. I'm gonna have to get out my tweezers. Oh, there we go. So all my kitties too are over here. They usually make cameos in my videos. At some point you will see them. And hold on. Sorry about that. My mouth is getting dry. So I'm also going to start putting up some videos for FlossTube. So I cross-stitched a long time ago in my 20s and teens. And then I got out of it, and since I started diamond painting, a lot of diamond painters that I watch also cross stitch. So I started watching some of their cross stitch videos, and it gave me the bug to want to cross stitch. So there was this one pattern, which is a stitch along, and I've never even heard of that. I used to buy the little kits from, I don't know if you have it in your area, but the store was called Pat Catan's. They had all the Derice stuff. So I used to do those. And I did not know that you can buy like linen and all these hand-dyed fabrics and hand-dyed floss and all this stuff. And so I started watching all these floss tubes. And there's one called the Dark Queen of the Seas, which is by Autumn Lane Stitchery, and they're on Etsy. And I just kept seeing this pattern everywhere. And one of the things that I love is mermaids. And it sort of looked like a mermaid to me, but you really don't know what she's going to become. And they're already underway. This started last, I believe, October or November. But, you know, of course you can still join and start it. So that's what started the obsession with that. So I broke down, bought everything I needed to do that. And then I started looking at cross-stitch patterns. And there's just so many fun patterns out there to do. So I also learned about Stitch Mania or Mania in May for cross stitchers, and they like start all these new projects. And I guess the original way it was done, like they have to start 21 projects for the first 21 days of May, and then that's what they work on for the year. So I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna do my own type of mania. I'm hoping to start it on the 15th and do the last half of May and try to get like 8 to 10 projects started. And then those will be the projects that I work on throughout the year till next May. And some of them are smaller, some of them are bigger. But I'm waiting on like fabrics to come in. I have all of my patterns. Most of them were digitals. So once I do my first floss tube, I will show you how I keep my patterns and all that fun stuff, how I organize it. So if you are a stitcher, I hope you'll stick around for that. And so yeah, so I'm glad you joined me for my first WIP. I'm gonna try to do more of these and bring you some fun stories. And let me know if you have any questions for me, or if you want me to do anything particular or show anything particular to make it more fun. I can do that. If not, I'll probably just come on. I can't say that I'm gonna have a set time or day right now that I will do this, just because with how my husband does work, you know, I have the kids a lot by myself, so I kind of have to go on our schedules, you know, go on my kids' schedules, I should say. So thank you for joining me tonight, and I'm soon hopefully gonna do a review of all the diamond paintings that I got done in April, May. So that'll be coming. And then I do have another card video coming the end of May. And yeah, so I've got things in the work. I just can't always upload as much as I would like to right now, so I just do what I can. So thank you for joining me, and I will talk in the next one. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.